Hi guys, I pray that everyone is well and feeling prosperous and joyful. So I've been guided today to do a reading on the new moon in Gemini. Before I go to the cards, what I was picking up on while I was in meditation before I started the video was a connection to the last moon in Scorpio, where we spoke about the mind of the womb, and this new moon is now in Gemini, where we're talking about the physical mind, communication, communication and masculine energy of acting, some form of action regarding that communication, the understanding, the two minds coming together as wisdom and knowledge, the womb and the mind. So the reading that I want to do today is in regards to where are we as a collective on the ascension process? How is this new moon in Gemini going to assist us in ascending? How is it going to facilitate the next action? Or and I'm saying action because Mercury is a masculine, well, it's androgynous, so it's actually both male and female, which goes together with the mind of what I was just trying to say. Balance, the balancing of the two aspects of Gemini, which is both masculine and feminine. The balancing of the womb, the wisdom, the intuition, with the balance of the mind, the logic. So in essence, what I'm hearing the mothers say is the balance of union, the union of the womb and the mind, the male and the female. And that's quite interesting because this moon is the 12th moon in the cycle. So balance through union, so that the mind and the wisdom, the intuition and the will are working in unison. Okay, let's see what the mothers, Archangel Michael, Lord Metatron, I ask that only the highest and purest vibration of beings be allowed to enter into this space at this time. And I ask for pure wisdom, knowledge and understanding, love, peace and truth to resonate throughout this reading. Ashe, Ashe, oh. The Three of Swords. And that's really quite interesting, because if you look at that card, that's a feminine, the heart, and the swords, Mercury. So I feel like we're still holding on to a lot of wounds in regards to relationships, love. I think the last few months with Pluto and Saturn and the South Node, guys, I'm not an astrologer, but I pay attention to the energy of what's taking place in the skies. And that has had a knock-on effect on our relationships. I also feel like this card is also talking about how some of us feel about ourselves, our own thoughts about ourselves. We're using our own mind to beat ourselves because situations have not worked out the way that we would like them to have worked. Three of Swords. The mind is conflicted with the heart. Okay. Confliction within ourselves, confliction within our relationships. And when I say relationships, guys, I mean any form of relationship. It doesn't have to be someone that you're intimate with. As long as that person is in your heart, that's a relationship. So this can be any type of relationship. So we're holding on to memories. We're holding on to perceptions of old relationships that may not work anymore. They may not be for our highest good or for the highest good of the person that we're with. Okay. What forward movement is required for us to move out of this conflict of the heart and the mind? The mind. We have to address our minds, guys. It needs, because this is total confusion. We're not understanding what has taken place here in regards to our relationships. We're not understanding why things have turned out the way that they have, to the degree where it's causing total confusion. Our perception as a collective of what's taking place, we're not understanding. We're not understanding the we're not understanding bottom of the deck, that we're being asked to come into mastership. The Magician. To recreate our perception of relationships. To recreate our perception of the relationship that we have with ourselves. The old way of being in relationships. Oh, that made me jump. The old way of being in relationships are no longer going to work. We're having to create a new way of relating to ourselves. The moon, his own emotions, is very aware of, he's paying attention to. Because in order for us to have relationships, healthy relationships with other people, we must first address our own wounds, our own shadow. And that's what we're being asked to do in this full moon cycle. 12th moon cycle is to address this mental conflict. The heart knows the truth, and the mind is sabotaging the heart because the mind is in a state of I want to say fragmentation. We're fragmented in our minds. And that fragmentation can be seen through this, because the mind and the heart is not working together. The balance that I spoke about at the beginning. And we have to master this balance. We have to master this so that this conflict doesn't create situations for us that brings about more separation. Brings about more separation. There's something that we need to understand about this ascension process, and I feel like what this is saying is that we're having to understand and learn that our emotions must have some form of understanding. We must have wisdom, the heart. We must have wisdom to be able to work with the will, the mind. They have to come together within our own selves first before we can express that love to others. And I feel like I'm talking about a different type of love, guys. I'm not talking about the love that we've been seeing over the last few years. I'm talking about an enlightened, a high vibration of love, of understanding, of commitment to self. And I feel like this gentleman here is representing maturity. We're being asked to grow up. The childish mind cannot be accepted anymore because we're no longer children in that sense. The universe has made sure that there is a level of wisdom that many have now attained. In 2019, when I started this journey in 2002-3, nobody wasn't talking about ascension. Now everybody knows what that word means to a certain degree. There's a level of maturity that now needs to come into play in regards to balancing our mind, coming into some sort of understanding, and changing our perception of what it is that we think that we have experienced. Because at the moment we're in total confusion. Okay, so I'm gonna ask the Ascension cards for some guidance in regards to this Gemini new moon. Okay, thank you. Isis. And it says, Illuminated Master Isis was Mare in Lemuria, the high priestess of Atlantis, mother of Horus in Egypt, and Mary, mother of Jesus. She was also overlit by the universal angel Mary, who helped Isis pass her initiations and ascend each lifetime. This card reminds you of the power of the feminine. Face your challenges with equanimity and courage, knowing you are helped by the angels. Keep your light bright and your energy pure no matter what, and this will enable you to influence many on their ascension path. Remember, there is a greater plan. Now, guys, there is an affirmation that comes with this. So I'm going to suggest that if you're having conflict of the mind and the heart at this time, call upon the High Priestess, Isis. And you can do this by speaking this affirmation. I face my challenges with calm and strength. Blessings, Isis. And I also think, wow, this is also talking about and reminding us that the love of the heart, the divine feminine, the love of the heart can nurture and bring peace into our minds, guys. So hold that light, hold the light of love, peace, light and truth in your hearts. Hold the light and radiate it. As a matter of fact, let's do a little meditation. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale the love and the light of Source. Exhale the love and the light of Source. Inhale, and as you inhale, visualize that light opening your heart chakra. Exhale the love and light of Source. Inhale the pink ray of love of Source. Exhale the ray of Source. Inhale and hold your breath as the light of Source radiates through your chest, your arms, your neck, your head, your torso, your hips, your feet, your legs, and begins to expand your whole body with light. Exhale the light of Source. Inhale the light of Source and visualize your body, the full spectrum of your body, vibrating and expanding in this pink ray of light. Exhale the love and light of Source. As you inhale, I want you to visualize your heart chakra becoming as pink as cerise pink. And as you exhale the love of Source, I want you to visualize the whole world being coated and cloaked by this love. Inhale and exhale the love of Source around Mother Earth, out into the planets and the universe and the solar system. Now set this intention, guys, that this ray of love, light that comes from Source, that runs through your vessel, through your heart, out into the universe, will continue to do so for the rest of the day. And this will also heighten your vibration and bring clarity to your mind. Keep your feet on the ground. Ground yourself into Mother Earth. Touch a tree. And be in gratitude, guys. All is coming into balance. All is coming into love, peace, light, and truth. If this reading resonates with you, please feel free to like, subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Ashe.